Okay, so I'm super excited because I know like you've signed 100 customers for the past how many months?
January and February so far.
Okay, that's crazy. So were you always like a mass enroller? Like did you always enroll like a lot of customers just from the start?
No, but I wasn't consistent from the start. And I think that's why I sat at executive for like 8 months, just because I wasn't fully consistent and fully dedicated to the business. And once I started being consistent, then I was more of a like 20 customers a month, 30 customers. My highest month was, I think, last June, like right when we went to that boot camp at Aaron's house in Houston. That month before was like 61, and that was my highest ever. And that was my highest ever until last month when last month was 121, and then, January was 121, last month was like 103. And so, I don't know, it's just been crazy, but I wasn't a full mass enroller until like Host Post started blowing up. And then I just started utilizing different tools to make it blow up even more and get more like close rate with it. And so, yeah.
Okay, so what do you think, this is like kind of off topic, but what do you think made you get more serious about the business? Like when you're like saying you got stuck at executive for a while, what changed between like the first month that you sat at executive and then the month before you started kind of taking off?
So I think it's just like fully seeing the vision of what this business can do, and that like you're not different than anyone else that has become an ambassador, you know? And that month that I went from executive to Emerald was the month I went to conference. And so just like getting to events and seeing, because fully seeing like, and not saying I like judged people at conference when I went, but just looking at a girl and seeing her name tag as a diamond. And I was like, if that girl can be a diamond, I can be a diamond.
Right,
you know?
Right.
Seeing that like people that are totally different than you or people that are exactly the same as you are like at higher ranks than you, it makes you feel like, okay, there's no reason why I can't do this. And so, and also just the fact of really cracking down on your why, because before it was just $100 to $200 a month was why I joined. Okay, well, I reached that and I sat at that rank for 8 months, but then realizing that, wait, maybe instead of just $120 a month, I could fully pay for my college in cash, you know, or maybe I could fully pay for grad school. And now I ended up not going to grad school because I make a full-time income with this business now. And so like continuing to further your why and just like want more. And so obviously like I finally reached that point where I was like, okay, maybe this is more than just a couple extra $100 a month. Maybe this could actually change my life. And so that's when I like literally wanted to go Emerald more than I could even, like more than I wanted to breathe. And that's how every single one of my promotions has been. And so I think that just like has drove me to want more and more. And it's obviously gotten me there. And so I think I got off topic, but.
Well, I guess like then, so when you kind of decided, you were like, okay, I'm going Emerald, right? Like what different steps did you take from like, okay, I'm sitting here at executive, Emerald is not the next step, Ruby's the next step, and then kind of saying, okay, well, I'm going Emerald. You know, I know, like, I mean, people make jumps all the time to double promote often. And I mean, people just skip executive. Erin went from freaking double to pres. She never even hit triple. Like, so crazy stuff happens. But what do you, like, when you went to conference, and I guess too, like, as an executive, not a lot of people go to conference. So what made you want to go to conference as an executive? I guess you can answer that first.
So first of all, I just wanted to go to meet my team. Like, and Kayla was talking about how insane it was and how people, you know, dump ranks after going to conference. And I was like, okay, well, I'm an executive and I want to be more than an executive. And so if she's saying I'm going to jump rank after I leave conference, I'm about to go to conference because whatever happens there is obviously insane. And so, but I like literally could not afford it because I was in college. I was only making an executive paycheck. And literally the ticket to go to conference was like more than an executive paycheck that I was getting. And so I called Kayla and I was like, okay, I want to go, but like, is it worth it? Like, what do I do? Because I really like am going to have to spend all my money to go. And she basically said, like, do you want this to be a long-term thing? If you do, you need to go. And so I spent my full executive paychecks on literally getting to conference. And, but then once I left there, obviously like everything changed. And so I think it's just making the sacrifice so that you can get more out of it. And I think I finally realized that when she said, like, if this is something you're serious about and you want something more out of it, you're going to have to invest more to get more out of it. And so that's like why I went to conference, and why I made it happen, even though I literally did not have the money to go and didn't want to spend the money to go either, but it was so worth it. And obviously it totally paid off too.
Okay. So February's conference. At the end of February, you went Emerald.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then when did you go Diamond?
The next month.
Okay. So March, you went Diamond.
And then May, I went double.
In May, you went double. That's crazy. That is so like quick. Like it took me, I went Diamond in 4 months, and then it took me 9 months to go double, and then a year to go triple, and then a year and a half to go Prez. But I'm not waiting that long to go ambassador.
Well, and that's the thing is, I think it's like the momentum. So like while my team and I were like promoting, I was like, I might as well just go boom, 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 because some people go Diamond within 4 months, but I had already passed that by a ton. And so I was like, okay, I better be freaking Diamond before my year in the business. And so I like made that a goal. But while you're in momentum, just like using that and running with it rather than, okay, I'm an Emerald, cool, like I'll sit here for a year. Like I wanted to keep going.
Right.
Obviously that ran out, or that like came to a stop, but
yeah, I love it though. Okay, so let's talk about like enrolling. So what do you think you do? So just kind of run through your day first.
like my schedule.
Just like your day.
List.
No, just like how do you, like, what's the first thing you do when you wake up? And then do you have one of those, or is it more like, okay, here's my list I need to get done, and it looks different every day?
Okay, well, like Kayla said in the Lifers chat when you guys were talking about that, is like my biggest thing now that has helped me mass enroll even more than I ever have is self-discipline. Because before, I always set my alarm for like 6 a.m. and be like, okay, get up and get your stuff done. But I would be like, I'll just sleep till 7. It's fine. I have all day. Like, you know, especially when like this is our full-time job.
Yeah.
But like being self-disciplined in the past couple months, where like set my alarm for 5:45 so that I can sleep that extra 15 minutes and get up at 6. Like I get up every single day, whether I'm like doing my follow-ups, like hating my life and hating how, you know, my eyes are like about to fall asleep again, or like whether I'm up and like ready to go and motivated. Like it doesn't matter. I just do it no matter what. And so that's been huge for me, is just being self-disciplined and knowing what I have to do. And the other thing is like knowing what you're going to do when you wake up. So not just saying like, okay, I'm going to wake up, but then what are you going to do? So every day when I wake up, the first thing I do is, so the day before when I'm talking to people, I screenshot every single person. If they comment on a host post, I message them, I screenshot it so that I know everyone that I'm talking to. I write them all down in my planner later. I'm not like stuck in my planner all day. So I write down everybody that I talk to. So then the next morning at 6 a.m., I wake up and I message all those people and follow up with them. And so I'm constantly like in a routine of, okay, I talked to you yesterday, I'm following up with you today. And then I'm talking to new people after that. But that's like my first routine is following up, because I cannot tell you how many customers I find like 5 triple threats before 8 a.m. before, just because they're follow-ups. Because yesterday they were so close, but they didn't end up ordering. And I followed up with them and they were like, yeah, go ahead, I'm ready. And plus in the morning, like, so if you have a full-time job and you're getting up and doing your follow-ups early, other people aren't at their job yet. And I love that, because I get so many responses of people that are getting ready for work, driving to work, you know, they just got to work, but they're not like open yet or whatever. And so many more people are going to respond to you, rather than if I slept until 8 a.m. because I can, and then everyone's going to be at work and they're not going to respond to me. And so that's been like super huge for me.
That's crazy, because I think most people think like, dang, like I don't want to message too early, you know, because it's just like they think it's too early, but really, like you said, like you might even get better response rate than you do at like 10.
Yeah.
Okay, so what happens after that?
So I do my follow-ups. I answer all messages after I like went to sleep last night and there's like random messages in my inbox. I answer all those, and then I go back to my host to post that like people commented on last night but I didn't get to yet. I go reply to all of those, and then by then I already have conversations rolling in, so I just like finish out conversations, sign up those little customers that are committing, and then then I like get ready for my day. And so I'm like doing different stuff, not really working my business, replying whenever I can. But then throughout the day, I set power hours where I like send out host to post, message people to make a post for me, post a giveaway post, comment or message all of those people. I'm basically doing host to post. Like that's what my focus is host to post. Obviously like adding to my network and posting and all of that stuff. But like my main focus when I have time is sending out more host to posts, replying to host to posts, following up with people that have done host to posts, things like that.
So what would you say to somebody who's like, well, I post a giveaway post, but nobody responds, like nobody comments on it?
Post another one and then go message people and make a post for you.
So how many of the people that post for you do like come from like commenting on a giveaway post versus you just inboxing them saying, hey girl, like, I don't know if you saw my giveaway, but you know, kind of just a random message that they didn't comment?
So I kind of go back and forth. So I would say like 50-50 come from that throughout the month, just because like I might post a giveaway post at the beginning of the month, it blows up. So obviously I'm not going to message people for it because I have 100 people commenting on my post. But if I post that, 4 days later and nobody comments on my giveaway post, I'm going to go message 100 people and make a post for me. And so it's kind of like, if you're getting a lot of feedback on your giveaway post, awesome, run with it. If you're not, find a different way. So you can't just keep posting it if nobody's commenting. You have to find a different route. And so that's when I go message 100 people to make a post for me. Or just when I have time, even if I have a giveaway post that I've already messaged everybody, they've already made a post and I want more people, I just go to messaging. But I kind of go back.
So how many host posts do you think that you got up last month?
Total? I should have added them up. I had it all written out and then I didn't. I would say there has to be at least 100 every month.
Yeah, I was thinking like, I think it's probably like if 100 people post for you, like you'll probably get around 100 customers. But if like, I mean, if you're consistent, but if you post like have 2 hosted posts, you're not going to get 2 customers. Like it's not like that because it's a numbers game, and like it might be number 80, 90, 95 for those hosted posts to blow up, and you get 4 from those hosted posts. So like the bigger the number is, the more likely you're going to get like a hosted post that somebody posts for you that has 50 comments or 20 comments or whatever, and then you get like 3 customers just from that one post. So I think that that's good. And messaging for customers, and I love that you said that when you get up, like you have to know what you're gonna do when you get up, because I think that's what's been like my problem in the past. Is I'll like get up and I'll be like, okay, I'm up, but then I'm like, oh, what do I do now? Like, should I send out messages and stuff? And so kind of having that focus like of, okay, this is what I'm gonna do for the first 2 hours, which is probably the hardest part to stay up, because it's like, okay, I got up, but then like I made my coffee and then I'm gonna chill, and then I might listen to some self-development and whatever. So kind of having that focus. Okay, so which host to post works best for you?
I've been using the Thermify X, but I don't say that in it. I just say like, who's looking to lose 10 to 30 pounds with this clinically proven all natural thermogenic, blah, blah, blah. And so I've been doing like the Thermify X one. I send them the message about the Thermify X, but then I always upgrade it to the triple threat. And so that's what's been working best for me. I actually got that from Cassie. So I was always upgrading before that, but she gave me like a new thing that I've been using that has been like insane. And like all my customers this month have been triple threats so far, and it's like blowing my mind. But it's been awesome. But even without that, like last month I was just doing the Thermify X and like trying to upgrade them at the end, but a lot of them would say no. So I was finding a lot of 30 BV. So it was a lot of customers, but a lot of low BV. But now this month I'm focusing on like a lot of customers but higher BV. And so I think you can turn it either way, but you might as well turn it to an upsell.
So most of them are initially Thermofite X, and then you're upgrading to Cleanse and Fat Fighters, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Some people have different, like triple threats, like different versions. Some people have like the keto coffee and the chocolate greens, or some people have fat fighters and greens. Okay. So what does a back and forth typically look like? Like walk us through a conversation, if you have one available, and then just like, what is your message? Okay, walk us through a conversation when somebody comments on your giveaway post.
On my giveaway post?
Yeah. Like
okay.
If they're like me, like if they drop an emoji or whatever in your giveaway post, and then you message them, or when they comment on the person who posted the post for you.
Okay.
And they're like, I'm looking to lose weight. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, so I have one right here. So I just say like everything in once because I want them to be interested like when they first read the message. Like I don't want them to have to ask questions to know like, am I interested in this? And so I always say, and I got this from Cassie too because I switched it to hers, but it's just basically like, hey girl, we just announced a brand new weight loss product. It's called Thermify X. It contains green tea, Cytofoam. People who use it in 90 days lose 2.5 times more weight than people who just did diet. They lose an average of 31 pounds in 90 days. It boosts metabolism, balances your blood glucose levels. You just take 2 pills a day. Do you want to try it? And then they either say yes or they say, what does it cost? And so no matter what they say, if they say, okay, cool, or yes, or how much is it? I always say, okay, cool. I always recommend adding our cleanse to detox and our fat fighters to block carbs as well, which is the full triple threat weight loss system for better results. The full weight loss system is 97. All of my customers are upgrading to get the best results in 90 days. This is an investment in you. Do you want to upgrade for that for better results? These are my recent upgrade reviewers. And then I give them 3 like amazing triple threat customers, like results pictures. And I got all this for Cassie, so I don't want to like pretend that I'm making this up because she totally gave me all of this. But because something that I was doing before was getting them so interested in the Thermify X, getting their info about to place their order, and then I'd say, hey, a lot of my customers are upgrading. Do you want to upgrade to the full triple threat? And by then, like I've already hyped up the Thermify X so much that they are already like, well, why do I need anything else? Like you just told me this is the most amazing product in the world. I don't want anything else. I just want to try that. And so a lot of them were like, no, I'm good. But now that I'm starting with this, and that's something that Cassie pointed out to me, was that don't even get them sold on the Thermify X. Just jump right into upgrading. And so I just jump right in. I don't tell them how much the Thermify X is by itself. I just say the whole system is 97. And so by then, like some people will say, yeah, that sounds great. And then they're already in on the upgrade. And some people will be like, well, I can't afford that. Or like, what are the prices individually? And so then I send like a pre-recorded voice message that basically says like, okay, well, if you can't swing that whole amount, I at least recommend doing our Thermify X and Fat Fighters because that Fat Fighter is going to be like your maintainer. So that's going to help you. And I explain why they need both of them. And the reason that Cassie said that she went down to the Fat Fighters and Thermify X instead of the cleanse is because think about like $97 to $75, they're probably still going to be like, that's too much. But if you go 97 to 61 and I tell them that that package is $61, they're usually like, okay, cool, that's fine. So it's like down enough, but you're still getting more BV.
Yeah.
And so then they usually go with that system if they don't do the upgrade. But a lot of my people are saying they either ask questions about the upgrade, like, okay, what are the other products? Or what do they do? How am I going to take all these 3 at once? And then I just explain that, or they just say, yeah, let's go. And they're ready to do the upgrade. Because a lot of people are, if they're serious about losing 30 pounds, they're going to be serious about spending the money for it too. But yeah, from then I just, I guess my other tip with, and I always like stress this to my team, that works best for me is always, well, one, offering to place the order for them. And so I always say, perfect, here's what I need. And I send them the sheet that says everything that I need. And then I get their info and then I say, awesome, and you want to order as a product bottle, right? And I just like assume that they want to, and then I ask them and they're like either yes or they say, what is that? And then I just send them like what a little customer is, order for 3 months. And by that time they're already committed, they already want the product, they already want the discount. And so by then they're usually just like, yeah, sure, sign me up. Or they're like, that sounds good. Or they ask a few questions and then they sign up. And I've only had like probably like 5 people total since I ever started doing this like a year ago ever say like, no, please delete my info. Like I really don't want to do the 3 months. So that's like a good way to get what.
And if they say like, well, what are my other options? You just say like, the other option is to pay full retail price and then you give them the price.
So, well, when I usually do my pricing, like if they just want the cleanse, I say, well, the cleanse is 36 with my discount. It's normally 60. So I make it sound like it's a good deal that you get my deal. And then, so then if they say that, they only want to do 1 month, or like, what are my other options? I say, well, you can do a one-time order, but you're going to pay resale price instead of a 40% off. And I never tell them the retail price, because I don't want them to be like, oh, $60, that's fine, I'll do that. I don't want them to do it. And so I just say, you don't get my 40% off. But as a product model, you can change your product every single month. It doesn't have to be the same one. And so you can try different ones if you want to. And then by then, they're usually like, okay, I guess that sounds fine. Like, because I don't want them to choose resale, but I want them to get what they want too. So
yeah, no, that makes sense. And then how many of the orders do you think that you put in yourself?
Last month I probably only let 3 people sign up on my website.
Yeah, because most
and
people
the only time I let them is if they say, okay, never mind, I'm just not going to order then. I don't even offer it if they say like, okay, well, I really don't feel comfortable with giving you my card info. I always have a comeback. I say, girl, I completely understand. I delete all of my customers' card info right after placing the order. It's actually company policy that we do that. And also, like, if you want to text it to me, you can. That way it's not on Facebook Messenger. You can text it to me, call me, whatever works for you. Does that sound good? And so I always have like a comeback of like, okay, well, this is my business. You shouldn't, I'm not obligated, but I'm qualified to place your order for you. Just take your info. I do it every single day. I'm not going to take your info. And so I always make them feel comfortable. And then if they're still like, okay, well, I'm not going to do that, or I'm not going to give you my info, then I say, okay, well, you can go to my website and sign up if you want. Because my thing with that is like, there's like a 50% chance that when you send them to your website, you're going to lose the sale. And so I don't want to offer that if they're not already a lost sale for me. So if they're like, okay, I'm not going to order from you because I don't want you to have my info, then like I've already lost the sale. So if they order from me on my website and actually do it, it's like a plus, if that makes sense.
That makes total sense. So do you only do host a post on Facebook?
Yeah, I've tried it on Instagram, but it's like really confusing, and I found that people weren't checking their messages when I like messaged the people who commented. And so it like really didn't work out that great. I know some people do it, but I get enough like feedback from Facebook that I would rather focus on what's working for me than like try to split it up and be like half my mind's over here and half my mind's over here. But I know it does work for some people.
Yeah.
Maybe I should try it again.
So how do you, okay, so I guess the question is, who do you message? Like, obviously you message your friends for, to host a post for you. And do you just like print out your friends list, or do you check to see who's online? Like, what's your tactic on that?
So I used to do like who's active, but now it's like different, and it only shows like a certain number who are active. It's like really weird. So I don't do that anymore. I don't print out my friends list, but I download it and just have it on my computer, and I just scroll through and message like 100 people at a time. And something that I've been trying to do is like scrolling down to the bottom of my Facebook friends list, because those are like people that I haven't messaged since like November, because I always start at the top, and so I've started at the bottom or in the middle, so that way I'm getting like people, rather than like, people that posted for me last month can post for me, but they're going to get the same feedback or less. And so I've been trying to find like new blood and new people that I haven't messaged in a few months to make a post for me, so that I get more interaction from it.
Yeah. And before you respond to any messages, you just get out the 100 messages, right? Or do you kind of respond as the responses come in?
Well, so I have a text replacement to tell them like, hey girl, I'm doing a giveaway. Do you want an entry? Blah, blah, blah. And then I always like copy and paste the message that I want to send them next, because with Facebook now, like if I send 100 messages, but the second person responds right when I message them, like I'm probably never going to find it. Like I'm going to lose it, because I can't scroll back. I won't find it. It'll be lost. And so I do like keep that other message on like copy and paste, so that if someone does respond, I can just paste it really quick and go on with the rest of my messaging for like people to post for me. Plus, like that helps me out too. If people are posting while I'm still sending out messages, by the time I'm done messaging, I can go and see like, okay, they posted for me. It already has 2 comments. I can go ahead and start with that. Rather than like, okay, I'm done with my messages, I'm just going to sit here and wait.
Yeah.
But sometimes that happens too. But I like to just give them the post right away, so they'll post it right away.
And one thing that I think is like a super helpful tip that I wish somebody would have told me in the beginning is like just the urgency of responding as quick as possible. Because I think that sometimes like what's happened to me in the past is I'll be like, oh, like I'm with my kids, so I'll just wait till I put my kids to bed. And it's like 2 hours later, like when it takes literally 2 seconds to respond when you have a text replacement. And it doesn't take that long to kind of do it. So setting yourself up for success and kind of having the mindset of, okay, if I'm going to roll 100 customers, like I have to have a system. Like, so what is your follow-up system with those customers? Like, because that's a lot of customers to take care of.
For the customers that I already signed, this is the part that I'm like horrible at. But one thing that I do after I place their order, I always say, perfect, let me know when you get your package so that I can give you instructions. That way I'm kind of like sending them back to me rather than me having to like message them every 2 weeks, like, hey, did you get your package yet? Or like trying to track their Thermify X order, wherever the heck that is.
Yeah.
And trying to keep up that way. And so I always say that so that I'm like redirecting them back to me. And that's one thing. And the second thing is like, if they get their package, well, I mean, it's kind of my job to do it, but if they get their package, start using it, and they don't see results of the cleanse, I'm going to say like, hey girl, I didn't even know you got your package. Like I would have sent you instructions for it. And so I always like make it like, you get your product, you let me know so that I can send you the instructions. I like make it sound super important that they let me know. And then a ton of them like, hey girl, I got my order. I'm so excited. Like they're all like super pumped messaging me, and then I send them their instructions. And I kind of chat with them throughout so that they know that they can always come back and message me rather than like, okay, where's she at? Like, she's not messaging me.
Right.
You message me. And so I've just kind of made that my route because I am not organized. Well, I'm organized with my potentials. I'm horrible at being organized with my already current customers, which is horrible. But yeah, I don't have a system.
So your organization with your potentials, is that like your screenshots or do you write everybody down?
I mean, both. I screenshot them, and then when I come back to my planner, that's when I scroll through my screenshots, write them all down, and then I delete them. But that just keeps me from, because I always say like, write them all down in a planner, and people are like, well, yeah, but I'm at work or I'm like out doing stuff. I can't like carry my planner around with me. And I'm like, well, yeah, I just take a screenshot of it so I don't forget. And then I just go write their name down. And so that's how I keep from like letting people fall through the cracks, because they definitely would if they like never responded to me. I can message them the next day and be like, hey girl, did you get my message? Or hey, are you still interested? But if I didn't do that, I would forget that they didn't even message me back.
Yeah. So how many times, like, do you just follow up with them once if they don't respond and they're like, hey girl, or you're like, hey girl, did you get my message? And they don't respond?
Yeah, until I come back through and do like a huge like follow-up day.
Yeah.
Then I don't message them again. But like, so if you messaged me that yesterday, you commented on a post yesterday, we had a little bit of a conversation. I messaged you today, you responded to me once, I screenshot it again, and then I'll follow up with you again tomorrow. So if they're constantly having a back and forth conversation for me, I'm writing their name down every single day that I talk to them and following up with them every single day. So as long as the conversation like doesn't completely fall off, then I'm messaging them every single day. But otherwise it's like when I do my like mass follow-ups later on, which I do like every few weeks.
So right when they respond to you, that's when you screenshot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That makes sense. That's like, I need to know that stuff, because if like, I'm like waiting to the end of the conversation, like I've already forgotten, to like take a screenshot. So that's super smart. Okay. So somebody who is like brand new, like what is like your biggest tip for them? Cause I mean, how many of your customers came from Host to Post versus not coming from Host to Post?
Like 95%
came from Host to Post.
Yeah.
And then the other ones was from like, other ones was like Instagram stories or stories from Facebook or whatever.
Yeah, just my Facebook page and stuff. But most of them are from Host to Post. Or the awesome thing that I like is like when I give someone the post to make for me and they read it and they're like, wait, but I'm interested in that. And I'm like, okay. So they're like already my Facebook friend, but they're interested in it now because I told them to make a post for me and they were interested themselves. And so I've had like a ton of people at least ask for info, whether they ordered or not. So that was huge too.
Yeah. And then do you, so for newbies, do you have them get started with host to post right away?
So the first couple days, I don't because I don't want them to be overwhelmed. But then after they get through that first part of like, okay, learn how to post, you're like, send me screenshots. We'll get you through those first couple people that are interested in whatever. And then I tag them in my video of basically explaining how to do host to post. And so I'm like, hey, now watch this video because it's going to be gold. And we're all talking about host to post in our chat anyways. Like we're always talking about how to do host to post. We got customers from host to post, so they already like hear it. And so I'm like, okay, this is how to do it. And they're already excited about it because we're all talking about it. We're all signing customers from it. And so they're more likely to want to jump into it too. And so I just tag them in that video and then kind of walk them through like make your giveaway post, do all of that. But I always recommend starting that super soon because like you said, like people on your own page are going to have to watch you for a really long time because they're skeptical. Yeah. But if someone makes a post for you, the people that are commenting don't know if you just started this business yesterday. They don't know if you've been in it for 2 years. They don't know anything. They are just interested in the product. And so you're going to find more success from those random people that are commenting rather than waiting for your friends and family to watch you for 3 months before they're finally interested in trying the cleanse, you know?
Yeah. And so do you ever ask, like one thing I started doing is asking people like who say it's like too expensive or whatever to host a post for me. So I'm like, or they're like, I can't order till Friday. I'm always like, okay, no problem. But in the meantime, did you want to make a post for me? And that way, those people that I'm supposed to be following up with anyways, they're going to remember it more, I feel like, because they made a post about it too. And so I do that. And then sometimes what I'll do is if somebody's already hosted a post for me, but then they recommented like the next month, then I'll have them post about the giveaway. So I won't have them post about a product, but I'll be like, hey, did anybody want to, like my friend Kelsey is doing a giveaway for, you know, $300 worth of Target gift cards, comment below to be entered. And so that's something that I do just to kind of keep, like, I call it like the spider web going. So it's like the branches all keep, you know, funneling. Do you do anything like that?
Yeah, I do. The second post that they make is about the giveaway. And so every new month, I always have them. So even if they post about the Thermify X for me last month, I still have them post either the same one or a different one about the Thermify X this month. But then their second entry, I say, if you want a second entry, let me know. So they're always like, I want a second entry. And so I'm like, okay, post about the giveaway. Because then, like, at the end of last month, I had like 50 people commenting on their giveaway post. And so I was having like 20 people post for me a day because I had all these people. That's why I got blocked on Facebook. But I had like so many people posting for me and so many people commenting on that I didn't even have to make a giveaway post on my page, which is great because people that are going to comment on my giveaway most likely have already made a post for me, you know, whether it was in the past month or last month or this month. But people who comment on their giveaway posts are brand new. So like you said, keeping like the spider web going, you're constantly like, hey, they're going to make a post for you. And then people are going to sign up as a customer and then they're going to make a post for you. And so it's just like a constant like networking. And I love that about host to post.
So do you have, so the second entry thing, do you have them, okay, they do Thermofite X and then in the same month, you're giving them a second entry. And how, like, do they do that back to back?
I don't really care. So some of them will post it that, like, they posted for me yesterday and they're like, I want another entry. I'm like, okay, girl, I'll send you another post tomorrow. And I'll let them post it again. And then if they want like a third entry, I'll just keep having them post about the giveaway. Because obviously, if they keep posting about the Thermify X, like most likely they're not going to keep getting people from that, but they're going to keep getting people from the giveaway. So like if someone really wants 5 entries, I don't really care if you post about my giveaway 5 times. It's better for me. I don't like keep asking them to do that because it's not like 100% accurate. But I'll let them keep posting about it. So like if someone posted for me yesterday about the Thermify X, they post about the giveaway for me today. Well, it's only the 4th of the month. So then later in the month, all their friends are either going to forget or there's going to be more people seeing it. And so if they post again for me on the 20th about the giveaway, like most likely it's going to blow up too. And so just like continuing to do that.
Okay. And do you ever use host to post for distributors?
I personally don't. I know I posted in the lifers to see because one of my girls wanted to do it and I was like, okay. And I think it works to a point, but like for me, I like attraction marketing. So I want you to follow my page. I want you to know exactly how we post so that when you start, you already know that. Because if you have someone totally random that just wants an extra income, they don't really know what you do. They don't really know exactly what they have to do. They don't know how it works completely. And yes, you can explain it to them, but there's something about someone watching you, reading all of your posts, like already feeling like they know you, already knowing, okay, she posts business posts, she posts about the product, she does this, like they already know. And so I want them to like be connected before, because I mean, I don't know 100%, like people might have like really good success with it, but I feel like a lot of those distributors would kind of like fall off if they weren't truly connected to you and felt like you knew me right away. And so I personally don't push it, but I don't know. I let my girls do it if they want to, just to find people that are interested, especially in the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And so how are you explaining like the back order right now for 2 months?
So for the triple threat, when they're ready to order, I just say, okay, and I do want to let you know that the Thermify X is our hottest product right now. And so it is on a 4 to 6 week back order. So if you want, we can replace it with the old Thermify. Obviously, like the Thermify X is better, but you're going to have to wait for it. So I kind of give them the option. So I'm letting them know about it. I'm not like saying like you have to wait 4 to 6 weeks. I'm like, well, you can replace it, but obviously the Thermify X is going to be better. And so all of them have been like, no, I want to wait for it. Like they all want to wait for it. And so that way it's kind of like their choice. So I can say, if they're like one of those super mad customers later, I'll be like, okay, well, I told you you could switch it, but you didn't. And so here we are. But that's how I've been going about it, just to make them feel like they have the power of whether they want to wait for it or not, but they also want the better product. So that's kind of how I've been going about it.
I love it. Okay, so before we hop off, do you have any last minute tips for people?
My biggest things that I always like drill into my team's mind is just being consistent. Because if I did host post one day and didn't do it the next day, I probably wouldn't sign customers every single day. Like the reason I sign customers every day and like 5 to 10 customers every single day is because I'm being consistent. So the people I talk to today might not sign up as customers, but if 5 of them sign up tomorrow, I'm setting myself up for success for the next day. And so you can't always think of it as like, okay, well, I'm busy today, so I'm just not going to do host to post, or it's not working for me. Well, then tomorrow you're probably not going to sign any customers. But if you're focused on like, I don't care if I sign any customers today, but I'm going to get 10 people to post for me. I'm going to talk to 50 people. And then tomorrow you're going to sign a bunch of customers when you didn't work for it tomorrow, but then you're going to do it the next day and the next day. And so just constantly setting yourself up for success and knowing that you have to be consistent, especially with host to post. And host to post works for everyone. I hate when people say like, it just doesn't work for me. Like, do more of it. Like, I always love the saying of raise your numbers and you'll raise your rates. So if you want more customers, message more people. If you want more people to post for you, do more giveaway posts, message more people. Like, just do more of it and you're going to have more people do it. Because I might talk to 100 people a day and no, I don't have 100 people sign up as customers. So why do you think if you're going to talk to 10 people a day and you're wondering why you're not getting 10 customers, like you're not going to get the full percentage. But if I'm talking to 100 people a day and I have 5 people sign up as a customer, that's a win. Like, I don't care about the other 75 people. Well, I care, but it doesn't matter that the other 75 didn't sign up because I got that many customers. And so if you want more, you have to do more. And so that's probably my biggest thing, is just being self-disciplined, to be consistent, and then just doing more of what you need and like not making it complicated, because some people are like, okay, well, I need more customers. What else can I do? And I'm like, do more host posts. And they're like, yeah, but that's not working. What else can I do? And I'm like, no, do more of what you already know, because like we only have so much that we need to do to be successful. You just have to do more of it. So if you want more people to see your posts, add more people. Add 500 people to Instagram. If you want more host posts, message 200 people a day to make a post for you. Like, just do more of it and you're going to get more out of it.
I love that. I think that that's so good. And like, people are always like, well, I messaged 100 people today, and I'm like, and they're like mad because they didn't get any customers. And I'm like, girl, you messaged 100 people today. Like, you know, and the people who come like are like, oh, I signed 10 customers today. I'm like, that's great, but what did you do today to sign more customers tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
Because most of the time, the work that you did today and signing those customers had nothing to do with the work you did today. Like, it has something to do with the work you did a week ago, or 5 days ago, or 3 days ago. So I think that that's so true. Well, thank you so much for taking the time. I know your busy schedule, and definitely don't want to take you away from signing more customers, but I'm going to be messaging you for those scripts and stuff. So if you And if people have any questions, just feel free to reach out to Courtney or I, because it's just, I mean, like you said, it's, if you want to do more, you just do more. So thank you again, Courtney.
Yeah. See ya, girl.
Bye.